to see him fight again.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
A lot of exciting matchups up there for him.
All right, as we look towards bout number 5, we have Rakim Johnson and Sheniell Rodriguez. Now, didn't something happen with the original opponent?
Yes. So, Sheniell Rodriguez was supposed to originally go up against Jason Colon, who was 1-0, one knockout to his credit. And there was a lot of back and forth going on, behind the scenes. On social media, behind the scenes, it was a lot of good build-up. They were going back and forth with each other on Instagram, Facebook. There was pictures drawn, some decapitation stuff, a lot of different stuff. And Sheniell was very vocal. Jason Colon was very vocal. Unfortunately, Jason Colon had to withdraw from the fight. I don't know what the reason was. I believe it was something medical, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sheniell Rodriguez was very upset at that, obviously. When you do have something built up to that, extent, and, it gets a little bit personal, obviously you want to settle in the ring like gentlemen. Sheniell Rodriguez isn't going to be able to do that tonight. But hopefully that fight gets made again in the near future. Knowing Matt and Mark Nolan, I know they'll try to make that fight again.
Yeah.
That being said, being the promoters that Matt and Mark Nolan are, they replaced the fight, in the blink of an eye. And now Sheniell Rodriguez is going to go up against Rakim Johnson, who is a journeyman in his own right, but to this point is absolutely the stiffest test of Sheniell Rodriguez's career. He has, 8 wins, 25 didn't go his way, but I'll tell you what, he has been in with some of the best fighters in New England. Just to name a few, James Perala, Francis Hogan, Joe Bush, and he's taken all of these fighters rounds, Todd. So Rakim Johnson is in there to win. That being said, Rakim Johnson is coming off of a win against a 5-0 fighter in his last fight. So we have another fight tonight where, we have an underdog and we have a favorite, but the underdog is a live underdog, and he is coming to get that win tonight. Sheniell Rodriguez, interesting enough, had a pretty decent amateur career, had a huge layoff in between, and decided to make his childhood dreams come true and come back as a professional. And he's been quite successful so far.
One of my favorite things is I got here early, and I saw Sheniell was in the ring before anyone else was really around. The ring had just gotten set up.
We'll continue it after. We'll bring it up to the particulars to John Vina.
So as Sheniell walks out, he was in the ring. The fighters like to go in the ring and they test out the floor and see, how the ring's going to hold up and how the ropes are. But it was just such a sight to see Fenway Park. He's alone in the ring. He's moving around just in his socks and, regular clothes. Yep. And it was just those moments are so great, especially here at Fenway. But just boxing in general, those moments are so special.
Yep, that's the pure, beside all the social media and the media in general and the back and forth, that's the purity of the sport. Sheniell Rodriguez, like he said many times again, he is a kid, doing his childhood dream. His childhood dream is coming true. And, what more of a dream, like the Nolans have said in a bunch of pressers, what more of a dream to fight in Fenway Park,
right,
in the concourse on a Saturday night, you know what I mean, in front of your friends and family.
Yeah.
Where the Boston Red Sox play, he's doing that tonight, you know what I mean? It's an unbelievable thing, an unbelievable venue. His dreams are coming true, and I know he's going to come out and put on a show tonight. To Sheniell Rodriguez's credit, like I said, he was a good amateur. 2011 Silver Mittens champion. He's a very powerful puncher. All of his wins so far coming by knockout. But tonight he does have his toughest test to date in front of him in Rakim Johnson. And there he is, all smiles tonight for the Bearded Wonder.
The Bearded Wonder.
And, you know, coming from a guy in the boxing game with a pretty good beard himself, that is an amazing beard.
Now, I think, too, that's his brother's in his
Yeah,
part
you
of
see
his
his,
career
his
there.
brother
brother's
Ross
also
Rodriguez.
fighting tonight.
Yeah, walking out tonight. Both brothers fighting tonight. Another dream. Not only are you fighting in Fenway in front of your friends and family, but your brother is also on the same card. You know, your brother, your training partner,
that's
your best
incredible.
friend, essentially,
Yeah,
right?
that is incredible.
You can see as he walks around the ring, just soaking in the moment. A little bit of Kid Rock. This is it's a good walkout song. It's a good walkout song.
This is a good walkout song. Mark Nolan applying some last-minute Vaseline.
Rakim Johnson.
Yeah, Rakim looks all business. Rakim Johnson out of Indiana, 8 wins, 25 losses, 1 draw. This man has a lot of fights, and he's fighting a 3-0 fighter. That's it.
Yeah.
That's dangerous for your 3-0 record. You're fighting a guy with a lot of experience.
A wealth of experience.
I mean, that's a lot of experience.
I mean, this guy has 33 professional boxing matches. He's played spoiler 8 times. And like I said, Todd, he's coming off of a TKO victory against a 5-0 fighter in his last fight. I mean, this guy's riding high right now.
yeah.
His confidence, Rakim Johnson's confidence is at an all-time high. And, you know, he's going to try to ride that in against Sheniell Rodriguez tonight.
And again, another one of those fights that you just don't know.
You just
This
don't
is
know.
not a gimme fight. This is not, frankly, this isn't helpful for Sheniell Rodriguez's record. This is a fight for him to prove
He's
himself.
being tested tonight, for sure.
It's scheduled for 6 rounds in the super middleweight division. This bout is proudly sponsored by Mike's Collision and Game Day Men's Health. Your referee in charge of the action once again is Marcel Barella. Introducing first, boxing up the blue corner by left, wearing black with gold, and weighing in a trigger-ready 170 pounds. Undefeated as a pro, 3-0 with all 3 wins, coming by way of knockout. A proud Puerto Rican from Bolton, Massachusetts. Please welcome Sheniell Rodriguez. And his opponent across the ring, boxing out of the red corner to my right. He's wearing black and weighs in a trigger-ready 165 pounds. In his 8 victories, he's won 6 by way of knockout. Coming to us from Indianapolis, Indiana, please welcome Rakim Johnson. Referee Marcel Barella with the final word.
Getting those final instructions. Now, the size story here is really interesting. You've got Rakim super tall, long, and thin, and Sheniell, you know, not don't want to say short, but incredibly stocky.
Yeah, Sheniell is a stocky guy. He's pretty thick for the 168 division.
Yeah.
He fills it out well.
All right, here we
And,
go.
and, you know, that's where all that compact power comes from. You see Rakim
Very nice.
Johnson.
Yeah, Rakim working that jab.
Yeah, right
Very
out the gate.
nice.
Like I said, you know, a guy, you know, who catches a little bit of a losing streak. When he finally gets that win, you know what I mean? It changes
Nice.
the confidence a little bit. You know, it lets him know, like, maybe I do belong in here. You know, I
That's
can
a-
win. I'm not just a stepping
Yeah,
stone.
that's such a great thing about, like, maybe I do that once you start going, maybe I do belong in here, into I belong in here.
Exactly. And you can tell by the way Rakim is fighting right now, he believes he belongs in here.
Nice combination. Sheniell did a good job avoiding it.
Sheniell just a little short with that left hook. And referee Marcel Varela is going to say no knockdown on that. I don't know if I agree with that call.
I don't agree with that. I think that was.
I think Sheniell caught him with a nice little left hook on the equilibrium.
I do too.
And I think Sheniell knows that too. And that has to be a knockdown.
Yeah, that one.
And
That
they're
one's
calling
a
that a
knockdown.
knockdown. Big left hook by Sheniell Rodriguez.
This so far is starting to take on the scene of a first round finish.
I think Sheniell smells blood in the water.
I do
He's
too.
a big puncher. He's powerful. Lands a big right hand there. Another big left hook. And down goes Rakim Johnson again on the left hook.
Yeah, I don't think this one makes it out of the first round.
I mean, this has. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's happening right there, but I call that a knockdown.
Oh, that was a knockdown.
Are they calling that a slip? I'm not really sure what's going on right now. I think referee.
Referee saying not a knockdown.
Not a knockdown. I don't agree with that. I mean, I thought in boxing, a punch lands, opponent goes down, that's a knockdown. I mean, it looks like Sheniell Rodriguez. What? I do not agree with this whatsoever. Credit to Sheniell Rodriguez staying relaxed, staying poised. I mean, I'm not in the ring, but Todd, from what we're seeing, I don't know that call. I think he's saying he's leaning on him. He's pushing him, maybe?
I've no idea what that call could be.
Not at all. I mean, to me, from our table, Todd, it looks like Sheniell's landing a sharp left hook and dropping
like that
with the left hook. But I mean, hey, there it is again.
Yeah. Okay, now.
I mean, that is
no
Rakim
knockdown.
Johnson going down at that point. You know, just with bad footwork, really. This is a frustrating round
you
for
can see
Sheniell
it. And
Rodriguez.
as you mentioned, the bad footwork, I'm watching.
So, I mean, we counted one knockdown.
Right.
And a point was taken away. So, what are we sitting at right now? 9-8? You know, this is an odd round to score.
Yeah, I guess we are. We're looking at 9-8 right now.
We're looking at a 9-8 round. So the knockdown evens it, not evens it out. It still gives Sheniell the round, but
Rakim
now
brings
Sheniell's saying he's getting hit behind the head.
Rakim brings his feet too close together, and I think that breaks his base, and I think that's why he's falling so much.
I agree with you, Todd. Nice 1-3-2 there by Rakim.
It's Sheniell.
I mean, that is a beautiful knockdown from Sheniell Rodriguez. Big left hook, powerful left hook. Rakim Johnson is hurt.
But he's up.
He's up at the count of 8. Referee Marcel Varela says, and end of the round. Saved by the bell there.
That whole round was weird. I don't know what happened.
That was
our
very,
clock
very
said we
odd
had like more time, so I'm not sure what happened.
I'd love to know what the point was taken away for.
Same.
I believe it was for leaning, but I don't know. That just didn't really make too much sense to me there. I think referee Marcel is one of the best in the game. He's called a lot of my pros fights. I think he's a fantastic referee, so I'm not going to dispute him. I'm going to take his judgment for what it is. But, I'd love to know a little bit more why that point was taken away. I think he was trying to say that Sheniell was pushing, but I'm not too sure.
That's right. One of the guys in the truck, any chance you could let us know if you guys know what that call was?
Rakim keeps complaining about getting hit behind the head. I don't really see that. A lot of times when fighters are getting, hit cleanly on the equilibrium, they actually feel a little bit of pain in the back of their head. That's just the result of the punch.
All right, here we go, round 2.
Yeah, so our truck doesn't know either, so we'll have to talk to the referee after the fight and see what that was called for. Rakim is fighting in spurts. It's just, like you said, Todd, feet are too close together. He keeps constantly crossing his feet. He's very unorthodox. And he's going down on punches, He's going down on punches and non-punches.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the going down. There are weird moments. He looks intense here. That
big left hook by Sheniell Rodriguez. I mean, just a little bizarre the way that Rakim goes down in spurts.
That's the thing.
He's kind of just like explodes onto the canvas.
Yeah.
Very, very animated, I should say. very animated in his
It's
knockdowns.
they are animated.
Sheniell's going for it. I think Sheniell might have hurt his right hand there a little bit, or his left hand.
There seems to be a sort of pattern here. If we look
we're
at,
not
I'm going to
calling that
say
a knockdown either.
4 exchanges.
I don't know what we're calling knockdowns and not now.
I'm going to say 4 exchanges. So there's 1 exchange, 3 more exchanges, and then I think Rakim's going down again. There's 2. I was off by 1. And then I think they just called it. So they called that.
And we're calling the fight.
So it's sort of a moot point now in terms of what happened, of what that original point deduction was. It's not going to affect anything.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Sheniell Rodriguez definitely hurt his left hand a little bit. Keeps wiggling it. You know, a little bit of a bizarre fight, a little bit of a, odd fight. You never like fights like that. But at the end of the day, against his most experienced opponent to date, Sheniell Rodriguez gets the TKO victory in the second round. And till this point in his career, has still not gotten taken out of the second round. Congratulations to Sheniell Rodriguez. He improves to 4 wins with 4 knockout victories. And another one in the books for Nolan Brothers. Very impressive stuff. In the corner of Rakim Johnson, we have Tim Hannafin, which Matt Nolan has given Tim Hannafin credit as one of the best matchmakers in all of New England. So shout out to Tim. He's over at the Town Boxing Club as well. A lot of good up-and-coming amateurs as well. Has Robert Valenzuela in camp. Another great pro. New England has really made a resurgence in the past couple of years, and there's just a lot of great trainers, a lot of great gyms, and a lot of great active pros and amateurs right now. So it's a pleasure to be a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes, 1 second of round number 2. Referee Marcel Varela calls the halt to the action. Your winner by TKO victory and still undefeated, Sheniell Rodriguez. Another TKO victory in the books. The original opponent for all this week, Rakim Johnson, stepped up. What do you have to say to your opponent tonight and the victory?
Yep.
You can hear one of the things that I liked that he said, how he gave respect for Mark and Matt, how they, just got an opponent right in there. Every fighter that works with the Nolans winds up loving the Nolans. They just do